Hey everyone, and Happy New Year. Today we're going to be going ahead and recapping what happened in 2019 and see how the stock market did. After that, I plan on giving my predictions for 2020 to see if we will be getting these gains or we're going to take in losses. And then finally, I'll just cover some news because we actually had news yesterday. The first big news day we've had in a good week at least. There hasn't been much news coming out lately, so we finally have some news, and I'm excited to start the year off. So let's go ahead and start with a little recap. Here's a nice little overall recap here. As Seeking Alpha has made it, I love it. So on the Dow side, Apple up 86%. Yikers on the year. That's crazy. Microsoft up 55%. Just saying, I have those two holdings. What can I say? You gotta trust me, guys. You gotta trust me. JP Morgan at 43% this year. Visa up 42%, and United Technologies up 41%. From the S&P 500 side, we have OneDrive not signed in. I don't care. Computer, we have AMD up 148 freaking percent. Gosh, that's a train I missed out on, and I definitely regret it. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll just go cry somewhere else. We have Lam Research up 115%. KLA up 99%. Target, that's right, you know I own Target shares, up 94%. Whew. And I love Chipotle, up 94%. From the NASDAQ side, of course, AMD is in both the S&P and the NASDAQ. Gotta love it. Lam Research also is. We also have Seattle Genetic up 102%, KLA up 99%, and Mercado Libre up 95%. That's right. I speak Spanish. On the losers, the laggards, some noteworthy ones here. On the Dow side, you have Walgreens down 14%. We got Pfizer down 10%. Ugh, what a bummer for Pfizer owners. 3M down 7%. That's one I'm certainly interested in because of their dividends, so I'll be looking at 3M here for the upcoming year. We have Boeing surprisingly ended positive, and really the only reason they ended positive was because they fired their CEO. So what a nightmare stock right there. ExxonMobil only up 2%. So the S&P side, you had Fossil Group down 50%. A Biomed down 48%. Macy's down 43%. Sorry, Macy's. Your Thanksgiving Day parade won't save your stock. Macerich down 38%. TripAdvisor down 37%. Whew. These people got hammered this year. NASDAQ, you have Kraft Heinz down 25%, which is really crazy for such a big consumer staple stock. You don't really expect that. Baidu down 20%, not a huge shocker. Walgreens down 14%. American Airlines down 11%. And Expedia down 4%. Wow. So that's crazy stuff. Let's go into, just if we're looking at the Dow here, let's talk about that. So the top 10 for the Dow, obviously Apple, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Visa, and United Technologies, as we mentioned. To round off that top 10, we have Goldman Sachs up 37%, Nike up 36.6%, Procter & Gamble up 35.9%, Disney up 31.9%, American Express up 30.6%. Then if we're looking 11 through 20, it's going to be lovely stuff here. We have Walmart up 27.6%. Whoo! You know I love that. Intel up 27.5%. Home Depot up 27%. Merck up 19%. United Health up 18%. IBM up 17.9%. Coca-Cola, crazy for them to be up so high in a year. So up 16.9%. Caterpillar up 16.2%. Travelers, the insurance company, 14.3%. And Johnson & Johnson up 13%. those are the main ones that I really wanted to mention, besides the fact that number 23, Cisco, is also one I have in my portfolio. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay, guys. I'm not going to be harping on all these gains that I made. Just kidding. So next we were talking about hardware stocks. So the New York Stock Exchange ARCA Computer Hardware Index ended the year up 41%, below nearly 48% for the S&P 500. The sector was pressured by broader macro issues, the U.S.-China trade war. No shocker. Top gainers year to date. Diebold up 327%. That's wild. Xerox up 87%. Apple, Western Digital up 71%, and Seagate up 54%. So hardware stocks took a little bit of a hammering. The decliners being Arlo, down 57%. Arlo is a pretty interesting brand if you haven't heard of them. They really make, for what I enjoy about them, they make true wireless security cameras that are battery operated, so you have no wires at all. You don't even have to plug in the cameras. I like Arlo, honestly. I am certainly a fan of Arlo. I'll take a look at that stock, see if there's some fair value there. LG Display down 15%, and 3D Systems down 13%. Then internet stocks, of course, they beat the S&P 500. Internet stocks closing out the year up 29%, falling between 28% gain from the S&P 500 and the 47% from the S&P 500 IT index. Big tech faced increased regulatory scrutiny from the FTC, DOJ, and state AGs in the United States and antitrust authorities in Europe. No shocker there. Streaming companies face increased competition. No shocker. So top tech gainers year to date. Snap, which is a garbage fire. I'm going to be definitely potentially buying some put options on that for next year. What can I say? We have Match Group up 93% on the year, and Facebook up 56%. Woo, Facebook. Let's go, baby. More room to grow. Sector decliners, you have Stamps.com, down 46%. Grubhub, pile of garbage, loser of money, down 37%. And Groupon, also a pile of garbage, down 25%. All right. What do we have next? That's right. We have networking stocks. Trailed the S&P 500. So networking, ARCA index ended up 19.5%. No shocker there. Trailing a little bit. So they were hit. Stocks were hit by the U.S.-China trade war, Huawei blacklisting, and enterprise environment with decelerating data center and IT spending. Top year-to-date performers in Infinera. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Up 97%. Ubiquiti up 91%. Lumentum up 91%, and Digi International up 75%. Losers, Nokia down 36%. I don't realize how Nokia is still alive. How are they still existing? CalAmp down 27%. Netgear down 23%. So nothing crazy. Now, for 2019, we're going to get into the 2019 predictions here. So what do I see? Obviously, everyone's calling for recession. It was our fear at the start of this year. People are still fearing it. Now they're just pushing it back, saying it's going to happen in 2020. But what do I think on the matter? Well, to be fair, I'm not buying it. I think 2020 is going to be a fine year for us. I don't see recession. I see plenty more gains to be had. I think this bull market will continue. I'm not going to say it's definitely not going to be matching nearly what we did this year in terms of gains. I mean, that's just crazy amount. I mean, we shoot. I mean, the NASDAQ was up over 30%, S&P up 28%, the Dow up around 25% on the year. I mean, we're not going to copy those. But my counterpoint to people saying that it's because we're run up so high, we're due for a correction, whatever it might be. Well, we really had a pretty big correction back in 2018, though, if you really look at it. Back in January 2018, stocks fell nearly 15% within a couple days. I mean, we got hit very hard there. There was a point where I was down overall in my portfolio because of that, because I had started investing in 2017 in the middle of the year, and then come January I was down on all of my positions. Overall my portfolio was down, and it was not an exciting sight, obviously. But overall, this year was really just a makeup year for 2018 where we really didn't make much. We really didn't gain much. Because if you look at it actually over the past 2 years, we really are averaging only 8% gain per index, really, which is very fair. It's very normal, and that's normally what you expect to get out of the market. So there's nothing absurd going on with last year's growth. I think it was just a makeup year. So 2020, I think that can continue. And the reason I think it will continue is because this is going to be entirely dependent. It's an election year, so I think how the election turns out is really going to be the deciding factor of what goes on, because I think there's plenty of risk for depending on who not only gets the Democratic spot to run in the primaries. I'm going to be interested to see who runs in the general, I guess. Whatever Democratic candidate runs in the general could certainly have a big impact on the market depending on who wins that even. And then on top of that, obviously just the general election itself for presidency. Depending on who wins that, we could see the market react several ways. It all depends. I think it could be very rough. It just really, in my opinion, depends on who that Democratic candidate is, how the market will react. In case Mr. Donnie tends to lose, if he loses in this election here, 2020 election, then I could see the market getting slightly hammered, only if it's one of the, let's say, the mega new age socialists is what I'm calling them. If it's one of those people that's the candidate and actually wins the election, the stock market is most likely going to get hammered pretty hard. I can just tell you that right now. Regulatory, out of control, just regulations everywhere. So we're going to hope that that's not the case. We can hope for a more moderate candidate, potentially. Or if Mr. Trump wants to win, let's do it. He led to a nice year this year, what can I say? But there's some analysts also on the train. Did you know that? That's right. Wedbush strengthening FANG verticals. Daniel Ives expects Alphabet, Amazon, and Apple to further expand into healthcare and banking verticals. That's right. Ives. Look at this Daniel Ives. He's pretty bullish here. On these FANG stocks. So what can I say? Not bad. But are we also bullish on, that's right, Aegis Capital, don't know who the heck you are, maintains a buy rating on Facebook, but lifts the target to $300 freaking dollars. $300 in a bull market. It's going to be a blowout quarter 4 due to solid user growth and solid ad checks. That 300 is a little absurd, but I agree with that actually. I do believe I could see Facebook stock at $300 by the end of 2020. That's all I could tell you. It's something I predicted last year too, and I could see it coming to fruition. So again, these analysts are bullish. We have Citi bullish on Apple, $300 price target on Apple due to wearables. Bullish. What can I say? Bullish. These analysts are bullish, and I'm not a huge guy that likes analysts, but guess what? I'm going to be analyst. What? I'm going to be... Sorry. I'm going to be bullish right now. What else do we have? You know what? It's one stock I told you to buy, and I told you to buy it. Did you know that Credit Suisse updates estimates on Activision Blizzard after accounting for Warcraft 4 to a launch date of January 28th? Increased estimates for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Obviously, big seller. So Blizzard gets a price target now of 69. That's real funny, you guys. Real funny, you guys. Credit Suisse. But I told you. I mean, this guy Activision Blizzard, it's a buy right now. It didn't see much favorable behavior in this year, so I think it's a good buy. Guess what? And then AMD gets another freaking price hike target to $65 per share. It's crazy. $65 price target from Rosenblatt analyst Hans Mosesman. So very good for them. So, also his top picks are going to be Micron and Xilinx? Don't know, actually. I just want to tell you right now, too, we got more about Activision. That's right. Credit Suisse, give me that $69. Love it. Stephen Jew now coming. I don't know if I can say that. Stephen J coming in here with raising these estimates. $69 price target. I love it. So, again, 2020, I'm feeling freaking good here. I'm feeling bullish on some of these stocks. And I don't think all things are going to be successful. I think we'll overall get a 5 to 10% gain in the market. And you know what? I'm okay with it. But in general, hopefully my portfolio outperforms if these analysts are being accurate. So hopefully people listen in, buy some of these stock. So let's get into some of just the basic news articles now, just to get real quick into some of the daily news that we missed out on. So Ford reports a strong demand for Mustang Mach-E. And that's what I said. Reservations of the Mach-E are full, although the automaker didn't specify the number of people who plopped down a $500 to reserve the estimate. More than 80% of U.S. customers made Mach-E reservations with an extended range battery, and 55% opted for all-wheel drive. Almost 30% of customers are choosing the Mach-E GT. The Mach-E is one of more than a dozen all-electric vehicles that Ford plans to start producing by 2022. I told you, you can look back at the video. I thought the demand for Mach-E was going to be good. I honestly did, and I predicted it there, and I think it is going to be. I really do think it is going to be, so just keep an eye out for that. Let's see, Argus gives a new price target for new residential investment, which I love. Obviously, new residential investment, good because they pay me a lovely dividend. That's why I like an NRZ. We also have Neo performing very well. Yet again, they had another good day. Love it. Our sales network expansion through efficient Neospaces. Now there are Neospaces involved in this, so it's going to be exciting to see how they can expand in Q4, and I guarantee they will. It's going to be great. We also have Lockheed Martin winning a $2.315 billion contract for the F-35. That's right. Pew, pew, pew. It's a plane. Did you know that? Yeah, that's right. They're making planes. F-35 Lightning II Joint Strike Fighter Air Systems. Love it, love it, love it. I love everything about it. It's a lot of money for them. And the FDA sets to ban all e-cig pod flavors. So, pod-based e-cigs, bye-bye. Sorry, you're going to get a ban here. No shocker. I don't know if I like this description here. Deadly vaping lung illness has now taken the lives of 55 people across 27 states. Taken the lives? For the most part, I mean, a lot of these people that succumb to any sort of illness, lung illness as they want to say, it's really their stupidity. People are getting these custom pods. They're not really getting the ones that are designed by the manufacturer. They're getting custom ones, and what a shocker. When you do that, things don't go so well for you. So it's really not a shocker at all. It's like using synthetic drugs. I mean, what do you expect? There's a key difference between normal marijuana and synthetic marijuana, because synthetic marijuana is absolutely going to blast your mind, and you're going to be in a bad spot. Normal marijuana, you're just going to be a lazy piece of crap. So there's a huge difference between this synthetic stuff people make, besides the stuff that's actually just like regulated. So a lot of it's people being stupid. So some dumb people, you know what? That's okay. I'm not a huge fan of e-cigs personally. I'm not a fan of normal cigarettes. I think these are just obviously death sticks, and there's no shocker. Cigarettes and e-cigs, both not really good for you. But what can I say? Then a prominent Twitter user dumps all of the stock. Josh Brown has sold all of his Twitter stock. That's right. He had 1.1 million Twitter followers. He's completely getting rid of this service. Brown's move was influenced by Jack Dorsey's move to make decision to move to Africa for a few months, as well as his policy to ban political ads. So there you go. I hope you enjoy it. This is really all I got for you. Hopefully we have a good 2020.